Today I'm going to take you on a tour of my vinyl audio setup and show you exactly how I listen to my music. Let's take a look. Alright, let's not beat around the bush and get right into things, shall we? Kicking things off with the star of the show, we have my Audio-Technica LP120 turntable. This was actually my very first turntable that I received back in Christmas of 2017, and I picked this one up based on the recommendation of another vinyl YouTuber, Jarrett New of Vinylize. So far, it's been quite a reliable turntable, and it's been a pleasure to listen to various records on this thing. On top of that, I use an Ortofon 2M Red headshell and cartridge. I mainly chose this one based on the suggestions and possible upgrades for the stylus that I got originally, and I figured this was a nice balance between both quality material and a reasonable price. Over here on the side, I should mention the headphones that I sometimes use with my turntable. These are the Audio-Technica ATH M50X units. They're pretty much identical to the ones that I use while I'm streaming, except the ones that I use while I'm streaming are blue and the ones over here are obviously black. But overall, they've been a really super solid pair of headphones. I'd highly recommend them to anybody. Next up, we have my CD player. Here we have the Yamaha CD S300. I only chose this one because I couldn't think or find a model that was good for playing multiple discs, and if you guys have a suggestion for one that I could potentially upgrade to, then I would love to hear for it in the comments below. I primarily use this CD player to play video game soundtracks or remixes or classic rock albums or anything I just so happen to come into contact with or find interest in, or especially in the cases of some vinyls where it may be a little bit too expensive, I can get the soundtrack or the album in particular on CD. It makes it a lot easier and a heck of a lot cheaper. And since we're down here, I might as well show a few of the soundtracks or albums that I have on CD. Here you see the Monogatari soundtrack set, the River City Girls soundtrack, Final Fantasy 15, Eagles Hotel California, the Mary Poppins soundtrack, the list goes on and on. Now we get to where it all comes together. This is my Yamaha RS201 receiver. This is where my turntable and CD player both plug into and acts as my amplifier so that my music can head directly to my speakers. I chose this model once again based off of Jarrett New of Vinylize's recommended setup, and this is actually the very same unit that he uses in his own setup, and I've found it to be quite easy to work with and put together. But of course, you can't have a vinyl audio setup without a good quality set of speakers, and here are mine. These are the Klipsch RP150M speakers. A little thing I need to mention about this particular set of speakers is that they're what's known as a passive speaker, meaning that they do not have an amplifier built into them, unlike active speakers which do have an amplifier built into them. Last but certainly not least, an audio setup cannot be complete without a good subwoofer, and here in my setup I'm using the Episode ES10200 unit. I will admit this unit was actually recycled from a previous audio setup that my family was using, and I figured there was really no reason to let a perfectly good subwoofer go to waste. Now I won't lie, I'm not exactly sure where Episode stands in terms of build quality amongst those who are more experienced with subwoofers than I am, but so far it has not failed me once in the 3 years that I've used it, and it's consistently provided a strong, healthy base for me to enjoy my records. And in case if anybody is curious of the shelving unit that I'm using for my audio setup, I'm using the Pangea Audio Vulcan 4-shelf rack. Specifically the carbon fiber finish, mainly for aesthetic reasons, and I also like the compact nature of the shelf design. It makes everything nice and tidy and not really spread out all over the place. So there you go, folks, that is my vinyl audio setup. It's a little bit simple, it's a little bit compact, and may not be as hi-fi as some other people's setups, but it honestly works for me and I frankly enjoy using it. So let me ask you guys, do you have a vinyl setup of your own? If so, are you looking into one? Or do you have any questions regarding how to set the thing up? If you have any of those comments, please put them down below. I'd love to hear from you all. And until next time, see you later.